Plan for, whenever you're ready?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
George Eastman did not plan for an elevator in his home initially, but when he was building the house, and only he and his mom were going to live here because he wasn't married and didn't have any children, he basically was building the house, and then his mom fell and broke her hip at the house they lived in, right down the street. Because
Right,
she then was
okay.
going to be confined to a wheelchair, he realized he needed to find a way to get her up and down all the different levels. Such the plan for the elevator. It was initially going to be a dumbwaiter where you would get food up to the different levels
Oh,
to serve
okay.
people in different areas. He changed it. He bought the elevator from Mr. Sibley from the Sibley department store.
Yep.
He was upgrading, and so he bought the original Otis elevator from him for literally $1 to make it legal. But it cost him about $1,300 to actually install it here in his home.
I'll bet it
Now
did.
today we use it for visitors that need it for handicap accessibility, whether it's strollers or walkers or canes, whatever, or just people who have
okay.
like knee problems. But we get a lot of use out of it. And the other thing is that we also use it for our maintenance and housekeeping. So all of the mops, the buckets, the garbage cans, the vacuum cleaners, all of those go up and down. Rachel, this is the gentleman. He came a little
hello
earlier
there.
than I thought.
Nice to meet you.
This
Nice
is
to meet
Rachel
you as
Pickett.
well.
She is in our social media.
Keep you off the
And
camera here.
I will, here, I'm going to give you her
Oh,
card,
okay.
because
Thank
once
you.
you have this done or whatever, she would love to be able to share it and stuff, but she'd also like to be able to see it first.
Oh,
So
sure,
make sure
definitely.
the museum looks
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, I do
problem.
all the online promotions. So when you put up online, it'd be great. We could share it. And
Oh yeah, there's actually a worldwide group of people who are absolutely fascinated with elevators.
that's so cool.
A lot of them have like a form of autism or Asperger's syndrome or something like that. So they tend to fixate on something, and it's an unusual hobby, but there's nothing harmful about it compared to so
I'm
many
going
other
to go
things.
upstairs because somebody has not shut one of the doors. That's why it's
Oh.
not coming down. So I'll do that.
Okay,
I'll be right
that'll,
there.
that'll give me a chance to get a look at the outside here.
Well, it's very nice to meet you. Look forward to seeing the
Okay.
video. And
Fair enough. I'll
Enjoy your
definitely be in
visit.
touch. Thank you.
cool. Thank you.
So this is an original Otis. I was gonna say, hear the gate or something. There we go. Here at the George Eastman House. Let's look at the original button. This is in fact an Otis. It's been installed here for 110 years. Old school lock on the door. Original wood shaft doors. Scissor gate.
Oh, hi.
Good morning.
Now waiting to get on?
We're waiting for Kathy.
Oh, okay. Yes. Keys, yours?
No, that's her. They're hers.
Yep. So I'm not sure how much you guys caught, but this was actually purchased from Mr.
That's the
Sibley.
problem. That's it. When somebody's in there or using it.
That's the
that is
problem with,
thing.
with scissor gates. Yep.
Yep. So this is how it would open, and this is the black screen, and this, the door, the actual screen, and the sort of black metal that's in here, and the actual architecture is all authentic. About a year and a half ago, we had to do a lot of electrical work in the elevator shaft itself, though, because things had started to, dry out and rot and stuff like
yes.
that, a lot of the lines. So we had to do a lot of work. And at that point, we took out the carpeting that was in here initially.
okay.
We put in a hardwood floor just because of the wear and tear. We wanted it to be maintained a little bit better.
Yeah,
And
carpeting
after we
wears out
finished
very
all
quickly.
the woodworking in here, I put these covers because the mops, those bumps, everything bumps into
the walls.
and they're a really beautiful wood back there that had been painted in Eastman's time period, and I just decided it was worth saving. So you can see
okay. Oh,
all
wow.
of the nice panels. Over the years, they had gotten beaten up because of all the wear and tear of
Oh,
the
definitely.
visitors and housekeeping and maintenance on here. We have our water coolers, our rugs, and so now these protect it. And then our facility manager actually redid this, actually got from the Otis Elevator Company a beautiful piece of brass that mimics what would have been here in Mr. Eastman's time period and stuff,
Right.
except for the phone things and the elevator inspection certificate, which are modern renditions of things we have to have, but it
Oh,
looks
yes,
similar
make
to
it
what
somewhat
what
ADA
he
compliant
had.
at least.
Yep, so
'Cause
now
these are C.J. Anderson fixtures. That's who actually made these fixtures here.
Yeah, Otis is on
Otis
this
is named
particular
on it.
one over there, so, and I don't know if that was I'm sure purposely done because we had this from the Otis company, and our facility manager, though, was the one responsible for that plate. I honestly don't know where
Oh, okay.
he
Yep,
purchased
there's
it or
the
got it. That's the original
Otis
one.
plate. Seen many of those over the years.
Yeah.
Close up the
Now,
door.
do you want to go, we'll take a ride and go up to the second floor, come out, then get back on and go up to the third floor? How would you like to do that?
Probably just a complete ride up and down.
Okay.
I
Now,
would say.
do you want to come? Because then it'll be a little squishy in here, but
That's all right.
it's all right? Okay.
I'll wait down here.
Okay, sounds
Yeah,
good.
I was going to say, we've done this many times.
And I don't mind being on camera. I was just sort
okay.
of joking. So let's go all the way up to the third floor.
All right. This is what, 4 floors altogether?
It's, well, the elevator just goes to the first, second, and third, and to the basement. And the shaft for it at the actual top is up near our attic.
Oh, okay.
So the third floor now at the museum is not restored. It is offices of museum staff. So that's where we are now. And any volunteers, interns, or staff that might have difficulty with stairs would use this elevator to get here. And of course, the copier and the fax machine, folding machine are all up
wow.
here.
Okay.
And so this would be, so if you want to get a little bit of this area here where it takes you.
The original stairway over here.
And one of the other things that is a modern addition is this little jutting out piece of wood.
Right.
Because we are in the city of Rochester, New York, and because there was a city ordinance after an accident happened in one of the large elevator shafts in downtown Rochester at a bar, somebody had an accident and got hurt. So that's why they said any elevator within city limits had to have a complete space, so there's no chance of anything getting stuck. So that's why no kid could get stuck in between.
Oh, yeah.
It really is kind of a problem for us in that, and that's why we don't have it up here, because we wouldn't have kids up here on the third floor. There's no kids working here at the museum. But on the others, they're removed from the second and the third floor doors because it became a problem trying to get wheelchairs and strollers and things in there.
Yeah,
because
this is
was
taking into
it
your...
was just too
And there's
narrow.
not much of an opening there either. Very nice. Okay.
So if you want to go on in and then
You don't see too many of these old-fashioned scissor gates. I think.
that's right. And that's why our elevator has to be manned by a staff person.
Oh, yes.
Security or a staff person. We don't let the general public come in themselves. They don't know how to do it if they get stuck. We don't want them nervous. So
Oh, yes. Yeah.
this would be the, the second floor. In this area here, we have exhibits. We have our organ chamber. We have more galleries and a restored bedroom up here, and then our discovery room for kids and families. So there's a lot of reason for people to come to the second floor of the mansion because these are areas open to the public.
Oh, yes. Then, of course, this overlooks the
Conservatory.
conservatory. That's right. I couldn't remember the name of it. That's quite the organ there. Very nice. My mom looked around and said, "Okay, I'm ready to move in now."
Yeah. Well, you say that, but then once you realize all the maintenance and the cleaning and stuff, you'd want to
Well,
move out real quick, too.
Well, that's what I told her. She says, "Well, just one room. I can keep up my own room. I'm good." She goes, "I can deal with a room. Not a problem."
That's why many people had household staff.
Oh,
We'll go
yes.
to the first floor, and then I'll take you down to the basement.
Oh, okay.
So the first floor is where your wife is still
Is
sitting.
waiting. Now, is this what they would call a top drive, or is the machinery in the basement?
The machinery's in the basement.
Oh, it's a bottom drive. Okay.
So you see that this one does not have that
piece,
big,
or
huge
the
wood thing, and that's because getting wheelchairs in here, sometimes strollers, if we
Oh,
have
there's-
that out, it
there's
makes it
just no-
very, very narrow for
there's
them
no
to get in
way.
and difficult, right? And especially, I have to say it, but a lot of the people in wheelchairs tend to be heavier as well.
Because you
We needed
can't
the maximum
exercise, you know?
capacity to get them in, and so we got a special clearance for that thing to be removed here. But that is the original wood. It's like a mahogany wood that Eastman used for all of the downstairs areas. But oak was always used when it was in his workspaces, like the kitchens, the butler's pantry, all the household servants' rooms up on the third floor. Everything's oak down here. Everything's the mahogany finish.
Oh, okay.
So now you'd like to go to the basement?
Sure, if we can.
All right, go on back in again.
All right.
Take you one more level. Now, I'm not gonna, I don't have to this room there, but I will see if I can get Mike Vigiani to show us.
Oh, okay. I was going to say that especially would be quite basic.
So you see this one is metal because it's the basement and it's where everyone in maintenance, security, all the contractors will be
everything-
coming in and out. So it just will
everything would
hopefully,
get against that.
yeah, you would
That's for
hope. And but in this area here is the basement of the historic home, and this is where all of our facility maintenance things are done now. And you can
Oh,
see all of
okay.
our HVAC has been added on to, so it's a lot lower, so watch your head.
Oh, yes.
This area here is the hallway that leads up to the doorway where you came in.
Oh,
And this
okay.
is the elevator room. Now, I don't think I have.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say, I
because
think I
don't
hear it
really-
around.
I don't really need to get in here. This has got to be a general master key, so we don't want people going in here. So let me go on up there and I'll see if I can get one of those.
Oh,
And then
okay. Thank
the
you.
wine cellar is also down here too.
Oh, wow. I was going to say, this definitely is not part of the tour, or
No, it is not.
the regular tour.
Oh, Tony, can you open the elevator room, please?
I don't have a key for it.
Okay.
Get it.
Oh, look at that.
There's only light for it generally.
No, they got a key off that.
These look like actual, I was going to say, those look like actual wine bottles. Nice. Never seen a wine rack quite like that. Very cool. Other version of glass donuts. Still,
What operating?
there's a DC generator. Yep, there's the winding drum over there. Being a bottom drive, it actually winds and pulls the cable. So it brings the elevator down to it. Then when you're going the other direction, it lets the cable go.
You know, our elevator repair person personally, there's very few that still know how to deal with these older models and stuff, so.
Yes, these unfortunately are dying breeds, equipment like this. They're going to have to keep somebody up to speed at downtown at the Sibley building. We were talking to the people from Wind Company, and they have to keep everything the way it is. So none of those can be modernized or anything, which is, to an elevator enthusiast, that's a beautiful thing.
Well, and for us, keeping it as authentic as possible, given our building is an important big legacy for Eastern's legacy and also in preservation.
Oh, yeah.
But we also need it to get visitors up and down safely too, so.
Exactly. I mean, to say this is cool is an understatement. There's your vintage wine well. Down at downtown there at Sibley's, which is funny considering where this elevator came from. If this came from Mr. Sibley, that they still have original manual control freight elevators with a crane. So you have to know what you're doing because it's under your control as to how far it goes, how fast it goes. And there's very few of those left.
There's a really cool one at Kodak Park. Yes, we were there recently, and it's a very old one, beautiful wood inside, and again, the person sat there and took everybody up and down on it and stuff like that. It's really cool.
Yep. Like I said, Sibley's took most of those out. I think it was like back in the early 50s and upgraded everything to automatic, but they left, I think there's at least 3 elevators in the building that are still manual. And those, just recently learned how to operate those myself. Friend and I have stumbled upon a few. There's a few left around Rochester. Not too many though. I'll make sure I don't get up against anything here. That would not be good. There's a chain drive. But just to see something like this actually working well, this just doesn't happen anymore. Modernize, modernize, modernize. These older machines, they have character, they have personality. Temperament all their own. That must be spare parts in the cabinet there.
That I honestly am not sure. I called the repairman. I don't actually stay down here while he's doing anything, so we really don't let anyone else in there. I mean, we have a few things left over from some of our garden concerts in here, but other than that, nothing, nobody really comes in except for notice elevator guy.
Yeah, that's usually what they use these for, is they keep extra parts, relays, switches, and whatnot, lubricants, all those types of different things. Wow. Now that is just amazing. Oh, thank you. Of course, the traditional authorized personnel only sign.
Yeah.
You don't want just anybody in there, that's for sure.
There we go. Yeah. That's locked. Okay.
I've never seen a wine cellar quite like that. That's really
Well, at some point,
That's really neat.
part of it was just white, part of it red, so they kept one part a little cooler than the other.
Oh, okay.
But over the years, so many different alarms, water, and smoke have been added that things have changed. And of course, he didn't have a blue floor. That was our facility people that painted that or whatever.
Oh,
Over the
definitely.
years, even this got painted, which we knew was inappropriate, so we scraped the paint off of there. But
That's the trick, is getting it off.
yeah, no, that's right. So we're not really sure. I'm sure there's probably some blueprint of this somewhere, but we've not ever really restored this. We show it only on our upstairs, downstairs tours. We have behind-the-scenes tours of the
Oh, wow.
attic, the basement, the tunnel, wine cellar for members. New members that come usually take the tour, and it's just a sort of special privilege for members here at the museum, and so that's why we have this open and available.
Oh, nice.
And follow me up the stairs here, and I will be right back in that front hall, which is where the elevator is on the first floor, and that's where it's usually picked up by most of our visitors that are in the house. The elevator makes us one of the few historic sites that are actually accessible to the handicap, which is a key thing for our museum. So when we have
exactly.
visitors all year round, most of the time and other things, they will have to have like a video or a handout of what's up on the second and the third floors because the people can't get up there. Our elevator, at least one at a time, we can't take a group of people in
Oh, no.
wheelchairs, but at least one at a time, they can get up there, they can see the exhibits, they can get back down again. And that's why it's really only used by, it's supposed to be a security person with that person so they don't get stuck. He mentioned that when you were here on the weekend, somebody opened the door and just went in themselves. And that's not what normally should happen. Our security should catch that, and I will talk to
Right.
them about that. But
And what security guard that was here actually did take me on a quick ride, but it was just a single floor, so I got maybe, about 40 seconds.
yeah. So that's one of the biggest problems is that if there are a number of people and around the holidays, we get tons of groups from some of our local social service agencies, and many of them are in wheelchairs or with walkers or canes. And so if everyone in the group, 15 or 20 of them need the elevator, we can only take usually 2 or 3 at a time. It takes
So
a
that
while
takes
to
a
get
while,
them
yes.
upstairs. So,
Yes, it does.
But it's better than nothing, so we're
Oh,
very happy to
definitely.
have it. So what else, is there anything else that I can show you?
Just wonder if I can take a quick round trip without,
Okay.
just stopping at the different floors.
Okay, so we want to go all the way up to the 3rd floor and then just back again?
That should work, yeah.
Okay. Gotta wait till it comes back down. You can usually hear it.
I was
There
going to
you
see if you can
go.
hear it hitting the...
Yeah.
releasing the interlock there.
So now we're in, close the gate, go up to the 3rd floor. For nicer occasions, when we have our Eastman Award or Academy Awards parties, or if we're having some sort of opening, we will take the pads out too, so that people can see the nice wood and the carving. But as a general rule, for every day, we keep them in so that
It's
you can
much
preserve
safer
them.
for
Yeah. So here, you ended up on the 3rd floor of the
Back up where we
mansion.
started. No, I was looking to see if it said Otis Elevator Company on the inside, but
Does it? No.
not that I can
See,
tell.
no. If it did,
Those are pretty hard to find. Ones that still have the original sill plate. Okay. And Justin was explaining that they ended up having to replace these buttons because the original ones stopped working. That was how he had
well,
described it to me. As I said, these are C.J. Anderson. These are relatively new.
This elevator over the years has had a number of issues. So when we found that certain things had gotten frayed and old, we wanted to replace them for safety's sake. And so
Yes.
when that happened, I think new wiring, we had to put in new buttons.
That says Otis, of course. Oh, there's the capacity. 800 pounds. C.J. Anderson, of course. It's especially nice to see one that still has its original wood doors.
Well, that French polish finish was redone in the fall of 1989. We opened up the 1st floor of the house, completely restored in January of 1990, and so all of these outer doors were redone because over the years they had been banged and marked quite a bit by,
I can
again, all the
imagine.
people as well as all the staff, all of the equipment going in and out. I mean, when we change exhibits upstairs, the carts with artifacts, painters with all of their things, repainting the
so
galleries,
everything would have to
everything
go
goes
on.
up and down on this elevator for cleaning carpets, carpet cleaning machines and whatever. So they do take a beating, but we are fortunate that we have them and that we can still make our whole place accessible. Plus, as our staff and volunteers age, many of them can't do the stairs, 3 flights of stairs to get up to the 3rd floor to do a mailing or to help in the offices. And so the elevator is very, very good for them as well.
Oh, yes, it is. But this is in excellent shape for 110 years old.
That's right. That's
I
right.
hope I'm in as good a
always
shape
say
at 110.
that most of the things around here are in better shape than we probably are. You know what I mean? For our health and our
definitely.
age. So, is there any other questions or anything that I could answer? I mean, we talked a little bit about how George Eastman got it in the first place and what it replaced. I told you a little bit about its overhaul.
Right. So this was manufactured in 1904, or was it already in existence at that time and it was pulled out of its
I think
location?
it was the original elevator from the Sibley store was in use at the store. Why he was getting rid of it and upgrading or changing it in some way, I'm not really sure of that. But I do have a whole folder in the archive if you'd like to come and look through that. It might answer some other detailed questions.
I'd love
We don't
to.
really do tours on the elevator too much, so
Yes.
there's a lot of details I may not be aware of. I did a lot of research on this when we started to do the little restoration and fixing it up and cleaning it up and putting in a new light. We'd gotten a grant to make it look a little bit better because it was really starting to look pretty ratty. And so that's when I
okay.
did the research. So the folder is up in my area. If you'd like, you can follow me and I'll take you upstairs
sure,
and
I'd
show you
love
that.
to.
Let me
Please.
give them the key to the guts here, and then what we'll do is we're going to go up those stairs and I'll check
Okay.
on my head.
All right, so that's it for right now. Some very old school light switches. My great grandmother's house had these. So that'll be it for right now.
Are you?